This episode of the Rep in the Stateline podcast with John, George, and Josh is sponsored by Vision Insurance Group. Vision Insurance is one-of-a-kind insurance broker that specializes in every insurance. As a broker, they are able to shop all markets at a blink of an eye. If you are ready to save money with an agent that works with you, give Josh a call. Remember, save money by switching to Josh.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to episode 7 of the Repping the State Line podcast with John, George, and Josh. Josh, how you doing today?
Good afternoon, lovely
Good
people
afternoon.
of the Winnebago County.
The State Line area.
How are you doing, John? Looks like you are in your second office, huh?
Yes, I'm in the EXP second location. It's the outdoor office. It's beautiful. It's a gorgeous day today, and we're just getting that done. And but we're missing somebody. Like, where's George?
Where's George? Unfortunately, we're not going to play Where's George because obviously we all know where George is.
Yes.
George is in the great state of Florida with his family at Disney for the second or third time for this year.
The happiest place on earth.
That's his place, man. I think we were just talking about it yesterday. Question for everyone out there listening, could you go to Disney 5 or 6 times a year? That's the question of the day. Personally, I don't think I could. I love the beach too much. I think I would have to go to the Space Coast over there at Cocoa Beach, to that beautiful land. And I think I would sit on the beach if I was there for 5 days. I would sit on the beach 4 and go to Disney 1.
All right, so Cocoa Beach, it's funny you say that because the Space Coast, Cocoa Beach, that's one of my happy places. I mean, that's the happiest place on earth for me right now. And I agree with you. I could stay out of Cocoa Beach, travel up and down A1A, visit all the little, beachfront towns and all. But to sit at Disney, I've never been. So maybe I'm missing out on something, but I would not want to be crowded, theme park, just too much magic at one time, I guess. I'm just not a happy person. I don't know.
I think it'd be different. I mean, he has the girls, right? And his nieces. And so I think that's mainly why they go, is because the girls love it. But George and Monica, I mean, they go at least once or twice themselves. For things.
I know Monica and her sister-in-law go on a girls' weekend.
It's like a wine thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they go there for a wine event that they do down at Disney. George and Monica go down and do the 5K run every October. I mean, it's beautiful, but I mean, that's their happy place. They've been going there,
right? Everybody, and you want to know something in life, you always want to find what your thing is, or yours and your wife's thing, right? Yeah. It's your thing. You guys go to wineries. George and Monica, they go to Disney. It is what it is.
And it's a big week for them too this week, because they're celebrating this week 14 years of marriage. Their anniversary was at this trip that they're down there as well. That's so awesome. It's a family vacation. It's their anniversary trip. So happy anniversary, George and Monica. We love you guys. We'll see you when you get back. Safe travels. And I'm glad the weather is cooperating this week, because last week, if you were in Orlando, it was monsoon season. They had a tropical storm front go through. Storm. Yes. Yeah. And the entire state of Florida got more rain in 1 week than it usually gets all year. So not a good time. But here we are in lovely Northern Illinois, the State Line area. And we're coming up this weekend. I mean, it's Father's Day weekend. You got some big plans for Father's Day, Joshy?
Well, yes and no. Mason, my son, has a baseball tournament. So it's going to take a majority of our weekend. We just got the tournament schedule, and thank the great man above, right, for blessing us with not an 8 a.m. game.
Well, it's about time.
Oh, geez, you're telling me. We're playing at the Olympic Complex out in Schaumburg.
Oh, so nice.
Just south of the mall. If you hop on to 290 from 90 and you drive a mile or two down the road, you're going to see, if you look to the right-hand side, you'll see like kids playing sports. It's a massive complex.
Yes, it is.
So we get the pleasure of going there. Saturday, late morning game. Awesome. Back to back. So we play right afterwards too, an early afternoon. Pretty excited about it. And depending on how we do that, we could possibly pull an 8 a.m. game on Sunday. I'm hoping we do, because if we pull an 8 a.m. game on Sunday, that means we have gone at least 2-0 or 1-1, and we made the tournament bracket. So
right.
So we're at least one day I don't have to get up at 4:00 in the morning. So pretty excited about that.
And Schaumburg's not that far of a drive either, though. If you have to get out to Schaumburg, I mean, from our location, you get there in about an hour.
Minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, hour 3 minutes. So, and then for me, I know you guys have heard me talk about it on the podcast. I did lose my father to homicide. So Father's Day for me is kind of always kind of a sad time, obviously, because I didn't grow up with a father. Shout out to all the moms. They're doing both, right? Yep. Mom and dad side. So shout out to them. You deserve this day just as much as everyone else. And, I had a great mom, Chrissy Bader, raised me and did an excellent job. And so shout out to her for having a good Father's Day as well. So she'll be with us this weekend at the baseball tournament. So we'll get some good family time. Yeah. So Father's Day weekend for me is always kind of like, let's get out and do stuff. Me and my best friend, my whole life on Father's Day, have always either been with his dad or we went and did something, cool. One year we went to the U.S. Open, Sunday final day up at Erin Hills. We just kind of do a bunch of random stuff. Go fishing, go golfing. The last couple of years I've been golfing with my father-in-law when we haven't been doing it on Father's Day.
Yeah.
It's quite nice. So what do you got going on this weekend?
For right now, we don't have much of any plans, which I kind of like that, not having, to have to go somewhere or do something. Obviously my kids are a lot older, so we'll probably just hang out here, but we've been putting a lot of effort into the outdoor office. So it might just be with the beautiful weather we're having, just staying local, maybe getting some meat for the grill, a couple of nice bottles of wine, and just having a little cookout with just family and just, taking it easy for a day. But I mean, you never know. We might wind up sitting at a local winery somewhere. We might wind up driving out to one of the awesome, amazing events going on this weekend. So it's one of those things, though, like Father's Day for me is always just at home, kind of spending time with the kids, just enjoying it because, I was lucky. That's what we did when I was a kid. I was lucky my dad is still around and, give him a phone call. They live in New York. I don't get to see them that often. So it's just, a time to just be around family. That's how I look at it. Mother's Day is always give mom a break. Father's Day, it's like, let's just hang out outside and do some cooking or, play a game or do something like that. Nothing too crazy.
Hey, if you do get some meat for the grill, I might have made one of the best steaks of my life last night. Was it last night? No, Sunday. Okay. So I took the best of both worlds, right? I've never done this before. Said, you know what? Give it a whirl. So I got a New York strip, seasoned it on both sides, salt, pepper, garlic powder. Let it sit for about 20 minutes. Put it on the grill. And I took my small little cast iron pan, and I put a stick of butter in it with this jalapeno pepper garlic seasoning in it.
Okay.
Right? Let it melt. I flipped it the first time, took the butter, lathered it on, right? Flipped it again, lathered the butter on the other side. So every time I flipped it, I lathered butter on that side. And I pull it off, and those like cooking videos where you they cut the middle and then they flip it over and it sees medium rare. Dude, perfect medium rare, and that thing tasted awesome. It was so just like mouth-watering juicy from all the butter that I put on it.
Right.
It was awesome.
That's amazing. Well, I'll definitely have to try something like that. Well, butter makes everything better, right?
But normally you see the people. You see, was it like Gordon Ramsay, like with his steak in the pan?
He's hitting it with the spoon the whole time. Yeah, exactly. Just doing. So
yeah, I took that, but the grill style of it, because there's nothing tastes better than a good steak on a grill, right?
That's true. That is very true.
So I was pretty excited. It was really, really good.
And where did you wind up getting your steak from?
Pinnance, of course.
All right, Pinnance.
West Side boy. Pinnins, dude, it was thick. It was about EA thick too. It was a good pound steak.
No, I get that. I just have a hard time because like I'm up here in Roscoe, so I'm representing the north area,
Is
and
that
we have a
countryside
couple.
meats?
Well, we have no, it's not countryside meats. We have Blackhawk meat up here though in South Beloit. We have what do you call it? Main Street meats right
Main
here in
Street meats.
Roscoe.
That's what it is. Main
And
Street meats, not
and main
countryside.
no, not countryside. Countryside meats was down on down on Perryville, way down Perryville, south of State Street for a while. When we first moved here, that was the only place in the area that sold boar's head meats. And being a kid from New York City, I grew up just eating boar's head. Now you can get boar's head everywhere. You go to Walmart, you get boar's head. You go to Schnucks, they got boar's head. I mean, everybody carries it. But when I moved here 20 years ago, that was not a popular brand in the Midwest.
It was kind of like the brisket, man. It was kind of like the brisket. The brisket was not a good cut of meat. No one wanted it. Now, a brisket's the holy grail of meat.
Well, if you know how to smoke it and cook it right, of course.
Yeah.
That's the key. That's why corned beef became so popular too. I mean, it was a real cheap cut of meat, but then you start making it in proper ways and it becomes a real nice sandwich, right?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I would go to Main Street Meats, and that's pretty much my go-to butcher in the area now. They do some amazing deals and just some good stuff. So if you're up north, check them out. Check out Main Street Meat. If you're on the west side, go over to Pinnins. That's off of Latham, right? They're right off of Latham. Yeah.
Latham. Yep. Oh yeah.
So, like I said, I've had their lunch specials there. It's an amazing. I mean, you get a lot of food for very little money going there at lunch, but you got to get there early because everybody in the area that works in the area stops in, runs through the line, grabs their meat off the counter, grabs a drink, and goes and checks out. And it's just an assembly line.
Yeah, them and Meads. Meads has a great lunch as well.
All right. Where's Meads at?
Meads is it Longwood? Off of Longwood. So if you are at Swedish American Hospital, right, at the corner of State and Charles.
Okay.
Right, Charles. And you turn right like you're going north. And you're coming up to like the Cloverleaf area, right? Like North 2nd, highway style. You know what I'm talking about? It's on the right-hand side, right before you get to North 2nd.
Oh, nice. All right. I'll have to check that out.
So, yeah. Well, did you do anything exciting this weekend? I mean...
this past weekend, yeah, just within, it's about a 30-minute drive from Roscoe, but down in the beautiful town of Genoa, Genoa, Kingston area. So Genoa, there's a place called Prairie State Winery. And my wife and I stopped down there on, I think it was Sunday. And we popped in. It was a beautiful day. They have an amazing food menu. That's the first thing. They do paninis and sandwiches, and they have different appetizer trays. And they also do some flatbreads. So it's a nice variety of food. They're not open very late. I mean, they close at like 5 o'clock. So that's what they open at noon. They close at 5 on Sunday. But we got down there about 12:30, got a nice table outside. When you look around, it's like they have multiple buildings right on the main street. And then they took the backs of those buildings and they built like, it looks like Tuscan gardens or like these stone walls, and there's all these trees and shade, and they had live music, a one-man band guy with the guitar, and just a real nice relaxing thing. And you feel like you're at like either a vineyard in Napa or Italy or somewhere in the south of France when you're sitting back there. The wine is good. They do tastings, they do flights, they do by the bottle. Everything's like around $5 a glass. It's like maybe 15 to 18 bucks a bottle. It's all estate wines. They make everything with their wine out here. So, I mean, just a nice little place, a little local spot to go to. And then, of course, there's a ton of great restaurants right there in Genoa, right on that main drag.
Oh, yeah.
So you could just stop off and do that. I came across that place by mistake one day. I had a closing at a lawyer's office in Genoa for a house I sold in Kirkland. And that was the closest title company and attorney's office. And I parked the car and I looked over. I was like, oh, I have to come back there sometime. We've been back a couple of times. It's a real nice little place. So that's what we wound up doing. Other than that, we just, again, stayed local and just enjoying the beautiful weather. That we're finally getting our summer weather here.
Oh, finally.
We were complaining just a couple of weeks ago about how cold it was. Now we're all going to complain about how hot it was this past week, you know?
Well, it screws you. I mean, the weather's out there to, I mean, it is what it is, right? You can't control it. But it's like this past weekend, we finally didn't have anything, right? No baseball, no nothing. Like, I want to sit by the pool. I want to swim. I want to, like, hang out, you know. And it was, like, too cold.
Right.
Like, it was in the 70s, but, like, when you have low 70s with wind, the pool gets cold, right?
Yes.
And you got the little kids, and they're shivering. It's a lot of work for like 20 minutes of fun. You know what I mean?
I get that.
Now this weekend, you know, and this week we have baseball and stuff, and it's 95, 98, you know, high 80s. It's a crock, I tell you. But
what are you gonna do?
I don't know if you saw, because I think I've only seen you a couple times, but last week I got some more ink.
I did see a little bit. Why don't you show the folks? See, I still think that's a sticker. I think you're messing with people.
Iowa Hawkeyes. I've been a huge Hawkeyes fan for a long time now, and it goes with my sports team. You really can't tell, but like I finished the Blackhawks logo. So yeah, it's coming along pretty smoothly, one tattoo at a time. But Ian Curry over at Land of Incan and Roscoe, right there by, is that Carpet Lane USA is right in front of it. Pizza Ranch over in that little area off Elevator Road. Go check them out. The shop's very clean. It actually might be the cleanest tattoo shop I've ever been in. And I've been in my fair share of tattoo shops. Always a professional, always does an excellent job. So
the hardest part is getting on Ian's schedule. That's the hardest part.
It is.
He is in such high demand in our area because of the quality work he does with tattoos, because of the cleanliness of the shop, because of the safety he goes through to ensure it's a safe and
clean environment, as painless as possible. He's not the kind of guy that's going to get in there and rush a tattoo and scratch it in and cause trauma to your skin. You know what the best part, though, is?
What?
You go to a lot of tattoo shops, right? You walk in, and you could have told them what you wanted a month ago, right? Schedule appointment. And they're still working on it when you get there. You get up to Ian's shop, and he has, like, everything ready. He shows you it, says, this is what we're doing. Do you like it? Yes. Do we need to change anything? No. Right? And it's done. It's ready to go. Your wait time from the moment you get there till he starts tattooing is like 30 minutes, which I believe is like very good after getting all of his stuff set up, getting all the color ready, you know, making sure he has the right needles, everything, you know, making sure he's all cleaned up and ready to go. It's maybe 30 minutes. And I've sat some places a couple hours before, you know, getting tattooed because they're not punctual. They're not on time, which I think makes Ian's time and, you know, efforts more valuable. So,
I completely understand that. And that's why a good tattoo artist is worth every dime you pay him.
I'm telling you, that's one of those services you do that you get what you pay for, right?
That's true.
It is what it is. You get what you pay for. You want better quality, you're going to pay more money for it. But it's going to be what you want, and it's going to be correct.
But it's not one of those things either. Like, I mean, it's a commitment when you're having somebody take a needle and ink to your skin. So, and
yes.
I've got a few tattoos. You've got a whole bunch. You know, I mean, I know George doesn't have any yet. He's considering the options. You know what I mean? Which is totally fine. I mean, I got my first tattoo like 7 years ago.
And if George ever does get a tattoo, we are going to do a live podcast.
We're going to have to do a live. We'll do a Facebook Live of that tattoo. It has to be. But But that's the thing though. It's like when you get that put on you, that's a lifetime commitment. I know people say, oh, they're gonna do laser. Why do you want to pay to have something removed after you paid to have it put on? So you want the best quality. You want to know exactly what you want. You want somebody to draw that up, make it look good, give you a proof to look at, be willing to listen to your ideas.
Yeah, I think the best artist is you give them a slew of ideas, right? 2, 3, 4, 5 ideas, and they come up with their own.
Right.
That's a true artist to me. And Ian does that. I told him what I wanted, with this Blackhawks tattoo. I gave him, 2 or 3 ideas of kind of what I wanted, where I wanted it on my arm, and he came up with it. And I mean, he crushed it. I mean, 10 out of 10. I love it. My mom, it's funny. We started this whole half arm sleeve because I have my other half done, right? I started this because my mom asked me what I wanted for my birthday. And I said, money for a tattoo. She goes, where are you getting it? I go, well, I've always wanted to finish my arm. She goes, I don't know about that. I'm not gonna give money towards your arm tattoo. So that's fine. So my wife and my mother-in-law said, you know what, if that's what you want, right? Here you go. So for my birthday, I got no gifts. I got cash for a tattoo. And now that I've got the Blackhawks and the Iowa one, my mom goes, you know what? I really like it. He did a really good job. It's exactly what you are. It's exactly what you're about, and I love it. I said, thanks. That's what I want. It's what I want everyone to look at me, they have a lot of tattoos. I want them to say, you know what? That's Josh, right? That's right. That's 100% him.
But that's what it is. And I mean, the stigma of tattoos have definitely gone away from where they were 20, 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a lot more people, everyday people that have them. I know a couple of very prominent people in town, and I'm not going to call them out but they have full body suits, but you'd never know it because you always see them out with a long sleeve white shirt, tie, yep. Even in the summer. I mean, that's how they present themselves for business, but just below the neckline, just about 3/4 up from the sleeve, it's a full body suit.
Right where mine stops, about 3/4. Right.
Exactly. And more power to them. I mean, be who you are, and people are either going to love you or hate you in this world. So you might as well be who you are and see who actually comes towards you.
You only get one life. Live it.
Well, that's it. I mean, I was at an interview earlier this week for a board position with one of the realtor organizations I'm in, and I'm sitting there. One of the ladies at the table goes, "So what does your tattoo say?" So I read the one that's on my arm here. It's the Invictus, the last 2 lines of the Invictus poem. I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. And it was like, well, why that? So I go into a story then on why I have that. And the changes that happened in my life back in 2016 that drew me to finding my path I'm on now. And that was a big part of that was coming across this poem. Excuse me. Sorry. I felt it coming. I'm sitting outside with the pollen. Thank you. I felt it coming. I couldn't hit the mute button fast enough. So I apologize for everybody that was listening to that podcast. I just sneezed right into the microphone. I apologize. But it opened up a part of who I am in my story to a group of people that then I got a call today saying that they want me on that board. So, I mean,
that's awesome.
But you wouldn't get those opportunities for people to get a window into who you are and into your soul if we didn't have these little reminders. They're reminders for us and therefore what we care about. Right. But it also lets people know what we care about. Like my wife and I have a matching tattoo together. It's our take on the yin and yang because we feel we complement each other and we're opposites, but we're also the same. I have the one on my arm with my children's names and the hammer. I build a life for my children. It's a symbolism for me. But when other people see that, they go, "Oh, he cares about his kids. He cares about these things." It's just what we do. But yeah. I mean, we could go down a rabbit hole talking about tattoos forever. And it's a shame George isn't here because we could be pressuring him to get his tattoo this week.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. I like what you had to say there, John. The art you have on your body really shows what you're about and what you're passionate about. Hi, Venice.
That's my wife walking in the background of our podcast and our video. Just wave, honey. Everybody loves you. Well, we do this live, so there's no cutting her out of the video. She's in
No,
there.
and
so.
I've seen her multiple times, like down wherever you're at, down here, right?
Right.
You can see her head kind of like pop out.
Well, yeah, she's watering the plants and doing the stuff. She makes the outdoor office look awesome. So, I mean, it's a big part of what we got going on here.
Oh yeah. No, I was just saying, being able to express yourself and show people what you're passionate about, and I think it's awesome that that board wants you on there. You deserve it. You know what I mean? You're an awesome guy here in town, and I think everyone is happy to have you running for things and being more of a public figure, and I think it's well deserved. So congrats. I'm
Thank
super
you.
happy for you on that.
I appreciate that. And it's never my intent to do these things, but I keep seeming to be asked to help. So there must be something I'm doing right. So I appreciate though you seeing that, Josh. I mean, you're doing some great things with the Stateline Chamber right now. I mean, George is now our Stateline Chamber president. We all care about the community we live in and just trying to give back.
I got a high praise from you. I have some clients here that I deal with, some pretty high end net worth clients here of mine. I referred them over to John, and they had nothing but incredible things to say about you. They felt like they're at home. They felt like the things you had to say about them and their home and their property and, the direction they want to go. I mean, they couldn't talk any highly of you and your services, and they just felt like you were part of the family from the moment you walked in to the moment, now you're still, getting the stuff ready for them. And they said today, the lady goes, I feel like John's the best fit, and I feel like John's like family. It was the most comfortable conversation I've ever had about a possible change. So,
wow, I appreciate that very much.
So
like that means a lot because we don't hear that part of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ask people to write testimonials, and they're like, I don't know. Oh, it was fun. It was good, but to hear that third party endorsement like that means
it was. I mean, they've just been raving about you. So, very good job. I think that kind of takes us into, there are some huge things happening this weekend. We kind of talked about what we got planned, but for you guys that are kind of on the fence of what's going on, what to do, don't have any plans yet, there are some big things happening in the Stateline area right now this weekend.
Huge. And the biggest draw to the Stateline right now this weekend, it's every Father's Day weekend. It's Old Settlers Days in Rockton, up there at the at Old Settlers Park. I mean, it is just a 4-day concert. The time of this airing, Thursday night concerts have already happened at the time of this airing, but they have some amazing talent and a wide variety of talent coming in this year. And I mean, to find all the information, I was looking it up earlier. OldSettlersDays.com is the best place to find everything, but they've got activities for the family. They've got beer tents and food. They have concerts every night. It's a giant festival. It is just fun. But I do want to remind everybody, just because you go into the fair, into the Old Settlers Park area for Old Settlers Days, don't forget about the local shops and businesses on Main Street in Rockton. Not every business conforms to what this festival is, but they're still open. There's some amazing antique shops down there, and just some great places. Coffee shop, Dee Dee's Cafe is one of my favorite places to go to. There's probably 5 or 6 different antique stores, which you'll find some of the most amazing gifts. There's the gem shop down there. There's way too many to even talk about. But then there's also the whole row of bars. So if you don't want to be at the beer tents or there, you can hang out at one of the outdoor bars. There's patios set up everywhere. It's just good food, good drinks, good time. And it's all right here in the heart of Rockton, Illinois, which it's hard to believe. I mean, just a few years ago, we had Brett Michaels out here playing. What was it? I think it was.
They've had some big time people over the years.
They've had some huge people over the years. Let me just see if I can pull one of the. Who's our big headliner? Ashley McBride is playing on Saturday night. Everybody knows Ashley McBride, huge country star. I mean, she's playing Saturday night. You got Low Cash. Kaylee Hammock, Shy Carter, Spencer Crandall, Ashley Cook, Cooper Allen. They're all on the main stage.
So you know who Cooper Allen is? You know how he got his big thing? I think.
No.
I don't even know. TikTok. He started doing those singing TikToks with Ashley Cook on TikTok back in COVID and got huge.
Is he the guy that takes it does a country take
the country
on
rap?
They're on a rap songs. He'll take the rap songs and he'll convert them and do a country song out of it.
Yes, that's him.
Well, I see him all the time on TikTok, on Reels, everywhere. So
that's
the guy. All right.
Tall, skinny, I think blonde hair. They do the my favorite ones are the ones that are they're laying on their island kitchen.
Right.
And it's finish the lyric. If you get it wrong, they pour the booze down their throat. Have you seen those ones?
No, I have not seen those ones, but
they're pretty good.
That's just crazy. But I didn't realize this too, though. Those are the main events at night, but throughout the whole day, there's music, and the local bands are playing in the beer tent. And we've got Minimal is playing this weekend.
Oh, that's a good man.
Chico and the Man is playing, and Dirty Road Rebels, Over the Limit, Bree Morgan. Bree Morgan's a local musician here. But then one of the biggest followings I know of is the Dirty Fishnet Stockings.
Oh,
and they're playing in the beer tent this weekend as well. So, I mean, these are some great local bands, and you've seen them perform at Dinner on the Docks. You've seen them perform at Tad's on the River. You've seen them perform at Greenfire outside. And Greenfire just set up their outside.
What a name. Dirty Fishnet Stockings.
Yes. Well, they're a rockabilly band. Of course, they're going to have a name like that.
Yes. And I don't know if none of you guys have heard them before, it's a great show. It's a great time. They get you up dancing. They get you up singing. They play, I think they play 3 or 4 times out at Greenfire and their patio where they shut down half their parking lot.
They just set that up over this week.
I think that was the biggest positive for them at COVID is they set up that tent. They gave a lot of outdoor seating, and they brought in live music, which they never did before, inside. And I think their business has just boomed because of it.
Well, I will tell you now, my wife and I talk about this all the time, that one of the good things that came from COVID, because a lot of bad stuff came out of COVID, but was that businesses shifted. And in Northern Illinois, it's not always been the place to have outdoor dining, outdoor seating. And every business shifted, built outdoor space, built patios. They realized people love, even when it's hot, even when it's 85, 90 degrees, as long as you give them a little shade, they want to sit outside. We have such a limited summer in Northern Illinois. You want to feel that breeze. You want to be outside. You want the food. You want music, and everybody's doing it now. And I think that was the greatest thing that came out of COVID in our area, was that every one of the top establishments in town built outdoor space, and a lot of them have invested this past year into doubling and tripling that space.
Yeah, 100%.
And I mean,
it doesn't have to be anything spectacular. Greenfire, literally, they bought a giant circle tent.
Yeah.
And they just put tables and chairs out.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that you have that option, right? You have the option to sit outside if you want.
Yep. And then you go to the extreme. You go to Stone Eagle. Jim over there just put a ton of money into extending the pergola.
Yeah.
That patio just extended another 50, 60 feet.
Oh, yeah.
By 40 feet wide. And he put a huge pergola over it, and they painted, and they added probably 30 more tables outside because they had such a demand for people that wanted to sit outside. So, I mean, it's just, and even Arrow Ale House added a patio.
They made their patio now.
Yeah. So, I mean, some of the best places in town for food and drinks are doing what we need them to do. So I really appreciate that.
It's awesome that they're as a business owner, right? And in COVID, there was tough times, but they listened. That's the key thing right there is these establishments in our area are listening to what us as the consumer has to say.
Yeah.
And making it happen. And that's why us as a consumer keep, going back to those establishments.
Right.
Because they actually listen to hear what we wanted as a community.
And what's funny is week after week, we keep mentioning almost the same restaurants over and over and over again. They become the places we frequent the most. I mean, even just recently, Firehouse up here in Roscoe, you were talking about that hot sandwich, the hot wrap they did, that hype.
Yeah, the
What they call
atomic
it,
buffalo sandwich.
yes. So we gave it a shot. I've been there a bunch. My wife hasn't been there to eat for a long time because the food was always like hit or miss, I guess, for her. We went back. I mean, we've been back there 3 times now. Their smash burger is, I think, one of the best burgers and values you can get in the area. I mean, seriously, $7.99 for a double patty smash burger and fries. It's like, it's cheaper than going to fast food, and it tastes better, and it's made fresh right there on the spot. I mean, their appetizers have become amazing. I mean, they got some awesome mozzarella sticks now, if you like that stuff, and they got a big outdoor seating area, which, and they got a lot of tents and shade. But if you don't want it, you can go sit in the sun. I mean, just their list, again, another establishment that's listening. They got the front patio out on the street where you can watch people drive by. They got the deck on the back. So, I mean, and just another great little local spot to go to. So, and then I'll be at Hope and Anchor this evening. I mean, that's become a local spot for myself and a few of our team members at EXP here in the Rockford area. We go every 2 weeks to Hope and Anchor right now. We were doing Firehouse for over a year and a half. Now we moved down to Hope and Anchor because they want to try some different food, visit some different establishments. And I mean, they've been hit hard by COVID. They had to stop doing lunches. I mean, because Hope and Anchor's offset. You have to go there. You know what I mean? It's not on one of the main drags. So if you get a chance to visit that establishment, please do. I mean, it's one of the few places in town since I left New York City that has a perfect pint of Guinness. I mean, they pour it properly. You could get a pint of Guinness at a lot of places, and the Guinness is good. And to have good Guinness, you have to sell a lot of it because it sits in the lines too long. It actually changes the flavor. So places that sell a lot of Guinness have good Guinness, but they pour the pint properly where they let it settle 3/4 of the way, let it settle, top it off, get that nice, thick, creamy head on it. You can tell I'm a Guinness aficionado.
We all love a nice, good, creamy head.
Yeah. You had to go there. All right.
Hey, though, but me and you did something this weekend, and we didn't discuss it. And it just came to me. I went to the Rivets game, and you went to the Snappers game.
Not the Snapper. Well, they're not the Snappers anymore.
The Sky Carp. You're right.
Yes. They are the Sky Carp. Yes.
Yes.
And I did. I got an invite by a good friend of mine, Leah Evers, with Edward Jones. Edward Jones Investing right here in Roscoe. She, her and some of the other Edward Jones offices took over the entire Deck Goose party area, which is sponsored by 312 beer, Goose Island beer. And it was just an amazing game. These kids, I mean, I know they're all single A ball, but they played some amazing baseball. They were playing the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers, which is the single A team for the Milwaukee Brewers. And if you don't know, the Sky Carp are affiliated with the Miami Marlins. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it was just some great baseball. The food was great. The stadium is amazing. I mean, ABC Supply Stadium is a state-of-the-art facility, and they've got amazing food vendors there, and prices are very affordable. I mean, if you go to a game during the week, $10 a ticket for great seats, and every seat's a great seat. So it's definitely a trip. If you have young kids, you want to introduce them to baseball, you can get them in. It's quality baseball at a good price. The food is good. Thursdays is Thirsty Thursdays. If you go to the concession stands, it's $2 drafts. You go to Deck Goose and you get the higher end premium beers. And a good friend of ours, Ryan Rydell at Rycom Creative, sponsors the mason jar of the frozen old fashions.
Really?
So it's a frozen old fashioned in a mason jar, and it's a plastic mason jar with Sky Carp logo on one side and his logo on the other. It's a $20 beverage, and it is totally worth it. It's high-end, high-quality booze, and you don't need many of them. And on a hot day, it's a nice, refreshing drink.
And it's frozen?
And it's a frozen drink, yes. It's a frozen old-fashioned, which I was just like, blew my mind. but an amazing thing. So thank you, Rycom Creative, for sponsoring that beverage at the park. It's a good time. I mean, go out, try it out. I mean, I think that's the most expensive thing you'll buy there is like a 20 ounce, a mason jar. So it's like, they've got 7 or 8 different beers on tap over there, high quality ales and IPAs and stuff like that. They've got mixed drinks there at Deck Goose, which I keep wanting to say Duck Goose, but it's Deck because that's the party deck area. And it's just a beautiful game. But how was the Rivets game?
It was fun. So we signed my son up for the Rivets baseball camp. And so with that, they allowed you to buy tickets for $1.
Oh, wow.
As many as you want to the game. So we all went, and some of our, Mason's little buddies and their family went. It was their first Saturday game, home game, and it was packed. Dude,
I bet.
Packed. Most I've seen, out there at Rivets game in a long time, so that was awesome. The kids had a blast. The Rivets played the Kalamazoo team. And it's cool because how NBA they all have their nicknames on their jersey. Yeah. Their jersey said the Zoo. And so my son went up to one of the pitchers and goes, "So you're the Zoo, huh?" And the pitcher goes, "Yep, we're the Zoo." He goes, "What zoo animal are you?" And he's 7. So for him to think of that on his own,
yes,
and
exactly.
ask him, the guy goes, "Gorilla."
Gorilla.
I lost it. It was awesome. They had their fireworks that night too. And for a small college level team, summer ball team, those fireworks were awesome. They were very proportionate to the stadium. So they weren't massive, but they weren't small. They went on for 15, 20 minutes. They had a great finale. It was awesome. They ended up winning like 16-5.
Wow.
Yeah, and so the Kalamazoo team.
Well, that's better than what the Carp did. The Carp wound up losing that night. So. Yeah.
So the Kalamazoo team had their right fielder, because all these guys play pretty high level baseball, right? And you can kind of just spot out the high level Division I athletes, whether it's baseball, football, tennis, golf,
right,
soccer, right? You can kind of tell a Division I athlete, right? This dude, no joke, played for Duke. He was a freshman going into a sophomore year. He had to have been 6'5", 250, just pure muscle. And the funny part is, he hit the ball like a Pooh Bear. I think all 3 at bats, the dude had like little flare, like over the shortstop, little flare, pop up to second base. Like, I know that man can probably hit the ball really, really far, right? But it's funny just seeing this massive Division I athlete, right, just hit the ball like a little Pooh Bear. It was cool. It was fun. But I did notice, so they kind of have it weirdly set up. The first base concession has all the food, which they brought me back to my childhood. They had walking tacos.
Okay. In the Doritos bag. Yeah, I know what a walking taco is. My kid played travel hockey. We're walking tacos at every arena between here and the UP.
When was the last time you had a walking taco?
He played hockey 5 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So they brought it back. They had walking tacos. I got one. It was great. I've recently found out that Doritos and Fritos now make bags specifically for walking tacos. Before, you got a small bag of chips. They threw the meat in, cheese, lettuce, onion, whatever you wanted. No, this bag was about that long.
Right. It's big enough for you to be able to scoop in and eat it.
Dude, it was like a gallon sandwich bag, essentially, right? For walking tacos. So that brought me back. And then I also found out down in the right field line, you can buy tickets and wristbands for like all you can drink, all you can eat hot dogs and brats.
Really?
Yes. Don't know how much they were. I'll have to Google it for next time. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. So if we all go out to the Rivets game, I think we're gonna have to get the all you can drink, all you can eat hot dog package.
Yeah, of course.
Sit out in right field, drink some beers, eat some dogs, and hang out.
Okay, so is that out, like, that's way out in right field? There's a bar back there and everything.
Yep.
You sit on the. All right, so we
Yep.
did that a few years ago with the Rockford Cosmopolitan Club. We
Yeah.
had an event, or was it with BNI? One of the two. We did them with both, but it was like $30 a person. That was your ticket. The all you could eat. The food started an hour before the game.
Yeah.
And you can start eating and drinking, and it cuts off at the top of the seventh.
Yeah.
And I mean, what more do you need? You eat some hot dogs,
That
some
little
brats, and
patio
burgers.
area with the picnic tables, the high tables, the low tables.
Yeah.
It's awesome to watch a game out there in right field.
Yeah. Well, then it definitely has to be something we need to do. We need to go. We need to do some footage, record, and let everybody see what's happening.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. And it could even be a family night. We all
There
bring
you
our
go.
families out. So
All right. So let me mark that on our little notepad of mystery here. Book Rivets game.
and even it'd be nice. What happens if we got, me, how you guys probably don't know, but me and John are part of probably one of the most prestigious networking groups here in the Stateline area. I like to say we're really a one-stop shop when it comes to like knowing everybody.
That is true.
So if someone has a question and asks one of us in our immediate circle of our networking group, we have an answer for you. So maybe we get our networking group and we make it an event and we all just go out to the patio.
Yep, I think a massive night would be the way to go. So I mean, elevate. So our networking group, Massive Elevate, it's through the Stateline Chamber of Commerce, and like Josh said, we have everything. We have insurance, loan originator, realtor, financial planner. We have, if you have a business and you need to staff it, you can't find workers, we have a staffing agency. We have one of the best creative teams in the Stateline. In that group, we have one of the best photographers in the Stateline in that group. I mean, am I missing? Who am I missing? We have an accountant, great CPA.
We have CPA. We got lawyers. We got, you name it. I think, might have the most diverse small group, right? Because we're not huge.
No.
We have 12 or 13 of us in the group.
About that, yeah.
But I think we have the most diverse group that anyone, if you were to visit groups, that is pound for pound in the Rockford area.
And I would agree. So like, if any of my clients need something, the people I'm there, because we're not there. Well, we're there to meet each other and become great friends like we are here, and that's what makes our group so special is we are friends with these people. We're not just telling you, oh, call this person. We know we are friends. We hang out. We have lunch every couple of weeks. We go out to events together. We play golf together. We do all kinds of fun stuff. So, I mean, it's definitely, if we refer one of these people in the group, it's because they are the best in what they do.
100%.
So what else you got going on this weekend? You tell me about some breakfast in Belvedere?
Oh, yeah. The VFW in Belvedere has from 8 to 11 all you can eat breakfast.
Really?
And in their thing, ready? All you can eat breakfast, scrambled eggs, eggs made to order, pancakes, French toast, sausage, links, and patties. That's huge for a sausage lover.
Yes.
Ham, potatoes, toast, biscuits and gravy, coffee, juice. You want to know something? It's $8.
What?
For an adult.
$8.
All you can eat breakfast.
At the VFW.
At the VFW Belvedere.
That is amazing. I might have to go there for my Father's Day brunch.
Anyway, ready for this? Kids ages 4 to 12, $4. Under 4 years old, free.
That's affordable. That is an affordable breakfast anywhere in town. So get out there early, get your food, support the VFW in Belvedere. Nothing I have is that good except for like if you stock up and eat all you can eat breakfast, a few hours later, shoot down to DuPage DuPage County, the DuPage Event Center and Fairgrounds, is the 33rd annual Rib Fest. And that goes on from the 17th to the 20th. So that's going on through Monday. And just, if you like ribs, go get some breakfast Sunday morning and then drive out and get some ribs that afternoon, right? And I'm sure they have beer tents. I'm sure they have a lot of things that pair well with ribs. So that'd be a great opportunity for you. I know there's another Rib Fest coming up in August, right? It's usually in Elkhorn.
No, in July.
In July.
Middle of July.
So about a month away, Rib Fest is happening in Elkhorn, a little closer, but DuPage is a nice area. And I mean, that's not that far from us either. It's about maybe an hour and 20-minute drive. So if you got a Jeep or you got a motorcycle, maybe it's a nice ride, take some back roads, go out and visit, eat some ribs, drive back. So it'd be a fun time. And for all you people from the 80s that have not grown up and want to relive those memories, New Kids on the Block is playing on June 18th at the Allstate Arena. Not sure if it's sold out. I'm just saying it's happening. You can probably find tickets from somebody somewhere, but if that's your thing, head out and see New Kids on the Block on the 18th. And Sunday the 19th, if you want to go to City Winery in Chicago, the Sugar Hill Gang is playing. So if you're a Sugar Hill Gang fan, City Winery in Chicago, Father's Day, could be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Could be fun. Get a room downtown maybe and hang out. So that's the things I got going on. The biggest thing, though, in our area, again, is Old Settlers Days. Go to oldsettlersdays.com. And please, if you're following us on YouTube and you're watching this, do all the YouTube things. You know what I mean by that, right, Josh? When I ask our watchers, share, subscribe, leave a comment.
All those good things. Comment. We love feedback. Each week we keep getting more people feedback. We love it. We love hearing the things. We like hearing from you guys. If you want us to come out to an event that you guys are doing and do a live podcast or a live Facebook Live, we will do it. You know, you guys let us know, and we got to get on the calendar, get set up. We would love to promote you guys. It's what we're here for.
But you got to give us notice. You got to let us know so we could get it all scheduled out and go with you guys. But we are here to rep the state line.
And what we can do, though, is if you give us a couple weeks notice, we will promote you on our podcast every single week until the event.
Yes.
We are here for you guys. We're here for the Stateline area. Anything you guys need, anything you guys want, anything you just want to listen to, or even if you just want to call in and talk about something, let us know.
Just got to let us know. We'll set it up. We'll bring you on the podcast. Also, we are first and foremost a podcast. Yes, we do record this. We have video, but we are a podcast first and foremost. So please like us and subscribe at iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, in their podcast store, on Buzzsprout, or anywhere else you listen to podcasts. We are probably there. We use the Buzzsprout platform. And I'm going to throw that out there because it allows us to record and upload once and share everywhere. So the new episodes drop every Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time. So if you are a podcast follower, you like listening to us in the car, please like and subscribe right there and share it with your friends. We would love to grow the podcast listenership. And, as always, join our community, Repping the State Line on Facebook. Just type in Repping the State Line. It'll pop right up. Join our community, interact with us. We're always on there. We're always looking through, and we're still looking for the best burger in Rockford. So give us your suggestions. Where should we go? We're going to start going once a month, right, Josh?
Yes, sir.
Find the best burger in Rockford. Let me see if we got anything on the YouTube, on the Facebook channel right now. Yeah, join our, a lot of people have been watching, a lot of people commenting, and a lot of things going on. So
how many followers do we have on our Facebook page?
The Facebook page right now is 949 followers. That's our logo. You know it. It's on the podcast, Repping the State Line. 949 members of the Repping the State Line group.
All right, I'm going to make a deal with them. If you listen to the podcast and you subscribe, like, share, or comment, okay? Or if you become a member to our Facebook page, send either me, John, or George a call or a text or a Facebook message. Okay.
Private message, yep.
The moment we get to 1,000 people in our group, I will give away a $25 gift card to a local establishment that we deem is worthy of it.
All right.
Vision Insurance Group will do it.
So there you go. Get us going. And you know what? My Bro to Rockstar group will match that. So it'll be $50. So we'll give away two $25 cards to local establishments. And I'm sure we're just going to tell George, we'll give away 3. George is going to do one as well.
Yeah, the moment we hit that 1,000 mark, we're giving away 3 gift cards.
So share, like, subscribe, join the Facebook group. Tell us in the Facebook group we get you liked and subscribed. I mean, we post each of them right here in the Facebook group as well. So if you don't have a podcast, if you're not on YouTube, if you don't know how to find it anywhere else but you're on Facebook, hit it there. So it's always up. But that's our challenge to you guys. We need 51 more members to our group, and we're going to give away $75 to local establishments.
Perfect.
So reach out. All right. Well, that's all I got this week. You got anything else to add for us, Josh?
I don't. Be safe. Always be safe. Have fun. Have a good weekend.
All right. And George, you and your family, I know you have downloaded the episode and you're listening to it on the plane. So have a safe trip. We will see you next week, my friend. And happy anniversary once again to George and Monica. 14 years. That's a big one. So, all right, guys. You all have a great week, and we will talk to you soon. And like I said,